That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Left, beat left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Combat Sports Stop. It's your host, T-Folks, a.k.a. Johnny Quantum, and, of course, Steven in the building. He's in the building, people. You know what I'm saying?
What is up, fam? What is up, everybody? Got a fun one lined up for you guys today. Can't wait for me and Johnny Quantum to pull the train into the stop, and let's go.
Oh, it is going to be a good one. It is definitely going to be a good one by far. But of course, first and foremost, you know what I'm saying? We got to give our shout outs where shout outs are due. Of course, that is to the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. Many of us in our families deal with mental health and addiction issues. We are happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need any help, please call 856-651-8117. Again, that is 856-651-8117. The Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. Of course, people, we all look, holidays bring out the worst or the best. 2020's done the same thing. 2021's here. So holla at them, people. They're here for you. So are we. And yes, these fight kits. Do you agree to disagree? I mean, look here, man. Of course, I disagree so vehemently. Oh, man. I mean, from being a apparel sponsor way back in the caveman days, I guess you could say, of MMA, you know, that was when it was really, that was like the golden era, baby. You know what I'm saying? And now I don't know what's going on with these quote unquote fight kits. They're just kind of blasé. I mean, honestly, the t-shirts that the fighters were wearing back in the day looked way better. I'm just saying, like, yo, what happened to that? I mean, seriously, look, man. I mean, Frankie Edgar has the case to build, and I don't understand why nobody else is jumping on his bandwagon. This man, before these fight kits, was making over $125,000 worth of sponsorships per fight. Reebok gives him, during that deal, he got like 35,000. That's it. He's taking a pay cut. Good evening, my good man. Good evening, the man, the myth, the legend. What's going on, Brian? What's up?
All right, now my thoughts on this. Like, listen, I get what the UFC's done, and you know, like I said, me and you were going back to the dinosaur age when sponsorship was just they smacked whatever on whatever wherever. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I honestly want to blame UFC 101 for the start of this downfall with the fight kits, because freaking we had a fighter guy lose a bet and someone decided it was okay to allow this guy to go down in the cage in basically a thong. And this literally, like, anyone who wasn't involved in combat sports at the time, please go back and who was it? What was it? Is it Dennis? No. He fought Dennis Seaver.
Yes, he fought Dennis Seaver. Yes.
I forget the guy's name. He was always quirky, but like that was basically the beginning of what started the UFC wanting to kind of take over apparel, what goes into the cage, etc.
Right.
Now, I agree with they're trying to make this thing a better thing, but at the end of the day, when you're taking, you know, 100K, you know, 20,000, 30,000 out of guys' pockets because they're basically not like, and you don't give them, like I've always said, they should have had, considering how big of a company it is, considering how big of a, you know, sponsorships they have with things, and you should be able to work things out where you have a list of sponsors that your athletes should be able to reach out to be in case sponsorship.
Oh, no, I agree. And see, in a perfect world, Steven, that system works perfectly because now, these are sponsors who are sponsors of the company as a whole, who are now gravitating to certain fighters that they want to choose to represent their brand. And those fighters work out deals with those brands. It works good for the UFC because basically at that point, they're already UFC sponsors. So now that would allow the athlete to go back to the way it was. But the only problem with that even is everybody just wants one. And see, back in the day, you used to pay for exclusivity. Trust me, being a clothing sponsor, I know all about that being in apparel back in the day. If you wanted to be the main sponsor, you were paying. But you got, the biggest logo, you got on the banner, you got the premiums on the shorts, t-shirts, all of that.
Well, no, you simplify things. There's two things that there's two spots on on the shirt, on the shorts, front, back, whatever that they want to decide. If you got a wrestler, you're sponsoring a wrestler, you might want it on their backside. But I mean, if you give the athlete more options in that way, I think you'll have less of the public outcry where we're sitting there saying that this is still not a good deal. Where you're still seeing the mass exodus of fighters kind of going to other organizations just to kind of maximize their money. So some of these fighters hey, I am in it to be one of the best fighters in the world, but at the end of the day, I want to also be taken care of and compensated accordingly.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, think about it. Look at how much money these organizations are making. Let's be honest, off of these shows and off of these sponsorships, back end money, not front end money, back end money. And these fighters are seeing none of it. I mean, that's why John Jones is holding out. Why? Because he wants more pay-per-view money. He knows how much the UFC
Man, Jason, we were just talking about this right before we came on.
Well,
the air.
Look. You can do your thing, and then it gets to a point where you have to evolve. He is now to a point where it is glaringly obvious that he needs to evolve. I think after the way it was done to him 2 times in a row, I think he gets it now. I think you may see a different Holland in the cage probably in about maybe 6 months. I think a 6-month layoff. They were talking about it on the show. I mean, Dominic Cruz made a very, very accurate assessment. Why don't you drop down to welterweight? He'd be gigantic. And that'd be a problem.
And
be a problem down there.
Yeah, but we always talk about this. We always make this assumption. Just drop down the welterweight. It's easy, just drop 15 pounds. It's nothing, right? Listen.
Well, obviously, if Dominic Cruz, who's been in the fight game for a very long time, if he seems to think that it can be done and he can see it, I'll hop on his bandwagon. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, if Kevin Holland does not only get takedown defense but get his own wrestling, he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but his own wrestling in account, he's not physically strong enough for that division. He's not Israel Adesanya. He's not. He's just not. You know what I'm saying? Somehow Izzy gets it done. Again, we saw the wrestling aspect come out in his flow. He fought a bigger guy. Bigger guy just said, I'm going to attach myself to you. And there's nothing you can do about it physically. Nothing.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's depressing to watch. I mean, as a fan, it's depressing because you just sit there and it's just like, it's going to happen again. Like somebody fighting Khabib. That's why when Khabib started knocking people out for a minute, I was like, oh, I can watch a Khabib fight because it was boring. He'd take you down and he just punch you.
No, he didn't punch you. He would demoralize you. Like he took the Kevin Holland thing to another level. I just remember the stuff he did to like Michael Johnson and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, well, that was look, that was more like a mercy thing, I think, in my opinion. Real talk, because that fight was bad. That was one of the more lopsided fights I have ever seen, ever. And mind you, Kevin Johnson's a bad man. Or Michael Johnson is a bad man. He's a bad man. But I mean, I will say this: Vettori is got skills, but I'm gonna tell you what's about to happen to him. If he gets a title shot, he gets mopped up again. Because he's not gonna be able to get in, and he's not gonna be able to impose his wrestling on Izzy. It's not gonna happen. It's not. Although I give him mad props, he's probably going to beat a lot of the other middleweights out there.
Oh man, I mean, yeah. Listen. For the most part, yeah. Like Izzy's a bad man. Kevin Holland can do. He can do better. I don't think we're rushing the whole drop down the middleweight. Like literally, I think I said middleweight, the drop down the welterweight. I think that's rushing it a little bit. Let's see if he can take the time off.
Do you think he can put the mass on? Do you think he can put the mass on?
I don't really even think it's about the mass. It's about if he could just work a little bit more on the wrestling skills. Get some different guys in there, get a different look. If you match him up with a similar guy, with similar skills to VETTORI and Brunson, and he's still having problems with the takedown, then yeah, maybe it's something he should think about. Listen, I already said, the weight cutting thing, it's a real fine line with me.
I agree. I agree. I agree with that. I do agree. As long as it is safe and healthy for the fighter to do so, then do so. Yes, I fully agree with you 1,000%. Health is the first and foremost.
What do you think about this one?
Look.
Listen, he definitely has the listen, dude. I had Sam Alvey on here, and Sam Alvey was like, "Listen, this kid is special." So I've already been taking a look at this guy, and listen, Israel's one of these guys where you have a guy has the skill set that VETTORI has. When you have that motor, when you're able to be able to get the fight there and keep it there, and not just not just do the Khabib thing, to be able to work positions, to work submissions, etc., and get guys out of there. That would be a really fun fight. I would actually I know he's saying he would maul Israel. I think it would be a really fun fight. I would. That's not a fight I would rush yet. I love when we see these guys and they get in there and we want to say what could they do? Listen, we rush these things sometimes and it ruins guys sometimes. I don't want to see a guy like VETTORI get ruined like that. So I would probably listen, can we revisit this in 6 months after a fight, maybe 2?
Well. See, here's the thing. They've already got history. I think it would be a better fight. I think the outcome is the same. I don't think the outcome is going to change because they've both evolved. They're both better fighters. Only problem is.
Oh, I absolutely agree, man. That is what is absolute. I'm saying he needs to go. AKA he needs to get in there with some good MMA wrestling guys. Something he need. But look, call Uncle Randy up, man. See, get rounds of Extreme Couture, something, man.
He's gonna have to get stronger. He's a long, lanky guy. He's gonna have to put
Whitaker gets the middleweight title shot if he gets a win next week.
Yeah,
how do you say no? How do you say no?
Of course. I mean, look, he already beat Gastelum once. So really? But there's nobody else to fight. So yeah.
You think, Tom? Come on, you're pro athlete all the way. I said, there's a guy. There's a con to it. We already said, I was working that other side. Listen, it was a mess before. It was you had sponsors that probably had no reason to be in the freaking cage or in the cage. It happens.
Yeah.
But this is why they have things this way. I get that part of it, but you can't completely close that portal off. You got to allow some to come still through.
Look, at the end of the day, money talks and bullshit wins the marathon. It doesn't run it. Bullshit will win the marathon. Bullshit is winning the marathon and has been winning the marathon. Let's just keep it real. These fighters are getting gypped. They should be making more money. That's why they'll fight tooth and nail. There'll never be a fighters union, so these fighters actually make what they should. You see what I'm saying? And I fully understand. I got in the game to help the fighters many, many moons ago, over 20. That was back before MMA was above ground, quote unquote.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? So, if not for these fighters, yeah, we're still talking because this is what me and Steven do. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's not about them and it's not about fighting. So if they're not here to entertain us like the gladiators that they are, they need to be praised fully. That's the one thing that you can say back in the Roman days. Was it brutal? Yes. Was it entertaining? Yes. But if you won, were you taken care of? You damn right. And it wasn't even a question. Is it more money? Sure. what do you want, dude? What you would build you a palace? Just keep killing people. That's what you do. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, look, it is what it is. I definitely think that, you know, these fighters should be allowed to do more, make more. It's about them at the end of the day. I definitely disagree wholeheartedly. But what now?
Now, here's I want to talk about a few more on the UFC ones before we move on to last night, the Bellator, the line fight. You know, Arnold Allen, was able to get the decision over my boy Sadiq Yusuf, man, and it's rough, man. That kid, if he got a win there, he was probably gonna put himself in a nice position. But now Arnold is probably by the end of the year, he's probably going to be contender fight, title fight, etc.
Yeah, well, look, he's got to get the right fight. He's the right fight away. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
but it's gotta be,
yes.
But if it's not the right fight, basically, it's not that he has so much to lose, which he does. But again, he needs to make that impact. So he needs the right type of fight that he dominates to get where he needs to get. But he'll get there quickly. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. And what do you think is next for Sadiq? Who would you like to see him kind of get matched up moving forward? You know, it's only his second professional loss, I believe.
There's so much flux right now. like there's so and things are about to open back up. So there's going to be a lot more fights. So it's like really hard because now it's going to be back to the way it was. I mean, you got to remember, people, the UFC signed a content deal with ESPN. Content, which means you kind of been missing some content, bro. There's going to be a whole lot of, UFC on ABC. There's going to be a lot of UFC fight cards, fight nights. There's going to be a ton of fights. So if you're a fight fan, you can't say the UFC is going to bore you. They're going to keep you thoroughly watching the tube because they have no choice but to put on a whole lot of events in a short amount of time to make back. They lost a year's worth of money. A year's worth of weight. What?
Pretty much.
What?
Now, now moving on, middleweight. We had Sam Alvey here on the Athlete Spotlight. I asked him if he was going to get the stoppage. He said he was due, and why not against Mr. Marquez, and he's able to get that second round submission and get him out of there. A lot, like I said, he was on a snide. He was beyond due, and he got it. Right there on ABC.
Question for you. So now that he's back, like you said, he's off the snide, right? And he's doing his thing. Where is he now? I mean, of course, we know he's a journeyman, and journeyman is not a bad thing at all. That's not a bad thing at all. But
why now we give him Kevin Holland next? We were just talking about who we give him to. He has that good.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think if they did something like that, I think if they gave him something with somebody like Kevin Holland, I think that would almost put him in a gatekeeper role. Well, and I don't think he's there yet.
No, I think he is, and I think he's fine with it too. I think he's fine with his role where he is in the company. I think he knows.
You think so? You think so? You think he's
No, just from that conversation we had, like even if that is the role that they kind of bestowed on him, he's fine with that, man. I think when you get to a point in a career and you know where you're going to land. All right, I'm gonna be realistic here. I'm not gonna fight for a title anytime soon before my career is over. It's gonna be impossible when you put a run together with the guys in front of me, et cetera, et cetera. And you just kind of, I think that's kind of where he's at right now. And he was just like, listen, whoever they give me, listen, he was on a snide that he was in the UFC re-upped him. What does that tell you?
Right. Well, again, the man puts on highly entertaining fights.
Yes,
highly entertaining, not highly entertaining fights.
And speaking of highly entertaining, what about the lady strawweights and Nina Ansaroff in the Mackenzie Dern fight? And obviously,
Look,
everyone knows Nina's well-rounded. She literally has the baddest woman in the planet in her corner in her camp. Pushing her.
Look, she went up against a specialist.
That's the anaconda right there. That's the anaconda. That is literally if you're describing Mackenzie Dern as an animal in the jungle, she is the anaconda right now.
When you grow up,
she gets a hold of you and it's done.
Household. When you grow up in a household, that's like growing up a Gracie. Like, I came out the womb. Yeah, I armbarred the doctor. What's cracking? Yeah, I triangle choked him. He tried to smack me on the ass, and I triangle choked him. Pulled the head down. Got him. Look, the stand-up is there for her. She's long enough to where, like, if she really learns the jab game and how to work off that jab, if she gets a George St. Pierre-esque type jab, she's a problem. When I say a problem, Kamaru Usman calls himself, he's a problem. Look, Mackenzie Dern, that's a problem. Because if she can actually stand there with you, and she automatically dictates where the fight goes because she can take you down.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. It's over. And she's young. She had a baby. She's happy. She's a mommy. She's doing her thing. Her reign could be long. But that stand-up is going to have to be there. It's going to have to be there to a way to where people can have to respect it. They're going to have to respect it. But right now, I'll tell you what, it's fun to watch.
And we were talking about fun to watch, and we're going to go right to a train wreck. And when is somebody going to stop Mike Perry and go get him a legitimate striking coach?
Look. Mike Perry, exit, stage left. BKFC. Look.
Listen. That's not a good. Like, listen. You're talking about you're talking about trying to tell a drunken sailor to go to another dive bar at 2 in the morning to get drunker.
No, think about it. Look, man. Look, he is a brawler. It's who he is. At the end of the day, if backyard brawls were still going on right now, Mike Perry would be a legend, either for getting knocked out or knocking people out, for one of the two. Because basically, he's going to stand in front of you till you put him to sleep or knock him out. It's just that simple. You basically got to kill the man. Only problem is this is MMA and people have a lot of different skill sets. He can't just berserker his way through shit. You can't. But you can berserker your way through some BKFC shit and some bare knuckle, because you turn it into a brawl and you get into Vanderlei mode, you bite down and you just start swinging. You know what I'm saying? Look, anything's possible at that point. I think that would be a good spot for him. He wouldn't have to worry. It's all about training, right? He wouldn't have to train a whole lot. He wouldn't have to train a whole lot of disciplines at all. He could definitely just be straight boxing, just pure fighting. Give him one thing to worry about. Wouldn't have to worry about it. Him and his girlfriend could do their thing, and life is good. Life is good. That's just my opinion on Mr. Perry. Just say it.
I'm like, listen, I don't know, man. Like I think some time away, if he really feels that's the way to go, then like I'm not one to tell a man not to go chase after his dreams, but I don't know. That's not one I think I personally would sign him up with if I'm on the outside looking in at that.
Is it a Tasmanian devil that you're inviting into your home? Yes, but this is entertainment at the end of the day. I mean, think about it. It's like Dennis Rodman. There's going to be some extracurricular shit, right? And you don't know what the hell it could be. You really don't. But when you get him in a cage, in a ring, it's going to be entertaining. Either you're going to tune in to watch him get fucked up, or you're going to tune in to watch him potentially win. Either way, people are going to tune in to watch him. You know what I'm saying? So he's got a place in combat sports, but I don't know. The UFC, he's just, look, dude, you want to talk about on the schneid, bro.
Yeah. And, with that being said, boys, did you happen to check out that Dana Asgaroff knockout last night.
Ding, ding. Good night.
I mean, like, all right, listen, there's going to be a few more Bellator fights we're going to talk about, but
yeah.
Paragraph put them hands on her.
Knock him out the box. Boom.
As Robin Black says, bink, bink, right?
Yep. Oh, look, 99. That's it. But look, that's the women's game is fun to watch, and I'll tell you what, some of the best fights I've ever watched have been women, have been the female fights. The one knock that a lot of pundits have is the fact that they don't see enough knockouts. If you watch that last night, you got exactly what you wanted. You got exactly.
And here's the thing, that was on the the preliminary portion of it that is free to everyone. That was before they switched over to Showtime Sports and everything like that. So, for people who were complaining, you want a reason to go get that Showtime subscription. Well, there you go.
There you go. Yeah, because to follow that up. Cat comes back, quick work, like quick work. I mean, I was thinking maybe a knockout for her, but the submission works. Get in, get out. That'll be a nice fight with her and Cyborg in the future.
And Liv Parker isn't no slouch either, but I mean, like, listen, Kat has been on a mission since the release from UFC, since everything that she's gone through personally between the passing, the illness with the surgery and everything like that.
Yeah.
So like she's been through the ringer like somebody else we know. So like, to see her getting on this, and what's that fight you want to see her in next? I know she's specifically calling.
The fight.
She's calling for it.
She's calling
for it.
The fight. The fight, and everybody wants to see it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a shame they couldn't make it out the gate, and I get it. She needed that warm up fight to get back in there. I mean, she wasn't in there long. Hell, I don't even think she broke a sweat, to be honest with you. But her and Cyborg, get it on. Let's get it on. Let's make it happen. I mean, look. Kat is that's a strong woman. Like, she is just physically, and anybody you talk to that has ever rolled with her will tell you, dude, she's strong. She hits hard. She is extremely strong, hand grip. Ooh. I mean, so you want to talk about guaranteed excitement? Yeah, I would love to see that fight. I mean, I understand Leslie Smith has got the next crack. I get it. I love Leslie. Leslie is my look. I've been following her career for a very, very, very long time, because when I got into the flow, I was in California. So I was aware of her well before a lot of other people nationally. I'll tell you what, they fought once before and they're fighting again. And I don't think the outcome is going to be any different. I just don't, unless Leslie got stronger physically. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm rooting for her to win. I am a Cyborg fan, but of course, I got to stay true to my team. You know what I'm saying? Definitely Team Smith. But my girl's got to get it to the ground or something. I don't know. I
love Leslie. She's a lot of people's spirit animal in a lot of aspects. Anyone who's seen that woman cut down the flyweight has to have respect for her. I remember, seeing her cut that. Like, dude, she looked like death, man. Like,
yes.
that is one tough woman right there.
Yes.
So, but that's Chris Cyborg. And Leslie's gonna have to show me something to see if we get a different result this time. I mean, and we're talking about strong women. What about that the co-main event? Liz Carmouche, still doing the thing against Vanessa Porto.
Look, the girl Rilla, she's no joke, man. I mean, you look at her and you think that she's not that strong. She is a Marine, did multiple tours. Do you see what I'm saying? She's no joke. You know what I mean? She's no joke. She went through all of that and then got into MMA. Like, yeah, you really can't phase me. Why? Because I'm used to bullets flying.
What's up, Evan?
What's going on, Evan? You know what I'm saying? Bullets is flying. I'm not in the war zone. I ain't in no mines, no missiles. Let's handle this. So, I mean, she's a veteran. You know what I'm saying? First woman ever to step foot in the UFC octagon. That's something they can never take away from her, ever, 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 ever,
The
ever.
first. The
You know what I'm
first.
saying? The first. So yeah,
no
man.
one's thinking that. No one's thinking that. She was the first one. The one.
She looked good. She looked good. She's ready to go. She's ready to go. She's ready for a title shot.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And then, of course, the complete annihilation of Lyoto Machida.
The complete annihilation is correct. Now, the man is in the back. Do you want to let the fam know who's joining us tonight?
Oh well, coming in, who's in the back room. You know what I'm saying, about to come on. We have boxing's one, the only Angel Manfredy. There he is.
What's up, Angel?
How we doing, my brother? How we doing?
We're doing good. How about yourself, man? Appreciate the time this afternoon.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing, my brother. It's a blessing.
Every day, isn't it? Every day.
Indeed, it is. It is so wonderful to have you on, man. You represent a lot of things, and you represent one of the golden eras of boxing. You know, I'm old enough to have been blessed to watch gentlemen like yourself grace the circle. I mean the ring, and basically it's you fought in a time in which a lot of fighters now couldn't exist. They couldn't. Every fight was a tough fight.
Up, brother.
We're breaking up on you.
Oh,
you're breaking up.
Are we clear now? How you sound?
I can hear you now.
How are we now? Good?
Good.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, I was just saying how, you know, you fought during a golden era of boxing where all fights were tough fights. You know what I mean? Everybody came to bang, and you fought some of the greats and put away people that people nowadays couldn't put away. They just didn't have it in them. So I am just, thank you. This is a bucket list thing for me, brother. So I appreciate it.
Oh, no doubt, my brother. No doubt. It's a blessing being on.
Nice.
So, you know, before we lined everything up, you were getting ready to open up a new gym. How's that coming along, my friend?
It's coming along. I just gotta wait. This month sometime. I don't got a date yet or nothing like that, but this month sometime I should be having a new gym.
Now is it gonna be in the Illinois area? Where are you gonna be located at?
I'll be in Maryville, Indiana.
Ah, nice. We definitely can't wait till that gets open. You know what I mean? By far.
Is it going to be your classic boxing gym? You know, or how many classes are you going to run yourself a day?
I'm going to be coupled with Steve Colon. He's MMA trainer. It's going to be me and Steve Colon running the gym.
Nice mix. A nice little mix of boxing, MMA. Going to have some people coming up out of there. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's going to be MMA and boxing. With Steve Colon.
Oh, there you go. Now I want to ask you. Now you've seen all this hype with this new boxing game that's coming out. They have like hundreds of boxers involved in it. Vinny Panzianza, a lot of guys from the past. You know, is there any chance that like when they do other iterations of the game, is there any chance we're going to see Angel in there?
I don't know. I mean, I'm already in video games and all that, but I don't know. I can't tell you the truth about that.
Well, it would be nice.
Yeah, I was just looking over, you know, the other night. I was like, wait, Angel's not on this. You know, they got, you know, like some of the newer fighters. You know, even some of the newer females. You know, they don't have like, you know, Amanda Serrano, which I think is unfortunate. I think she should have been in there because she's one of these women who's making a lot of noise in the boxing world too.
Cleaning up weight classes, just cleaning them up.
Yeah, in my era of time, that's where boxing was boxing. You know what I'm saying? Uh, this era now, boxing is trying to get back what they lost. You know what I'm saying? But during my time, that's when boxing was at its prime.
I agree. I
Oh
agree.
yes. Oh yes. That was look, I spoiled. I say I'm spoiled because I got a chance to watch some of the greatest boxing matches to ever take place. And it was all the time. It seemed like every weekend on ABC. there,
Yeah.
there,
ABC,
there-
HBO.
there was boxing,
Yep.
HBO, there was I mean, and they were all great fights.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I mean, one of yours that really sticks
Fighting the
out to me.
best. Fighting the best. Fighting the best, man. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it was all about during my time, during my era. That's what it was all about. Was everybody fighting the best, to beat the best, to, to beat the best, to fight the best. Is what it was all about. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
that's what we did.
Well, it needs to get back to that quickly. I mean, and the thing back then was the fights happened and promoters just let them happen. Now it's all about the money and it's a big money grab. It's not about who's the best. It's about, well, I can't maximize my dollar. It's kind of upsetting. It's kind of upsetting, man.
Yeah. It's all about the dollar right now. But
Well, it absolutely is. I mean,
boxing ain't boxing like it was during my era of time. But I mean we still got paid real good well and all that, you know what I'm saying? But I mean boxing was boxing. Everybody was fighting the best fighting the best. That's what it was all about.
yeah, man. Like when you and Gotti fought, like that was literally two of the best guys in the world at that weight class at the time. And then you look at like some of the stuff that's going on. Like I mean, even one of your former opponents. Look what Floyd's doing right now. He just got announced he's fighting a retired MMA fighter. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, he's just doing that for the money, man.
Oh,
Mhm.
absolutely. And me and Johnny were talking about this off air. Like I see. I want to know if you feel the same way. Do you feel Floyd's two different people? He's Pretty Boy Floyd, but at some point in time he became Money Mayweather. Those are two completely different fighters.
Yes, I do believe that. Uh, I do believe he's the same fighter. You know what I'm saying? I take nothing away from Floyd. Floyd's a good fighter, good boxer. Um, you know what I'm saying? He should have gave me my rematch when we fought. You know what I'm saying? Because they shouldn't have stopped that fight when we fought each other. But that's okay though. It's the past. I leave it in the
Yes.
past, and what Floyd is doing now, he he's trying to bring something different to boxing. You know what I'm saying? And the world, he's trying to bring something different. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's trying to bring
That's what
the
he's trying to
spectacle
do
that
right
boxing
now.
was, that pizzazz that it
So
once was. Yeah,
hey, I tip my hat off to him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, him
absolutely.
fighting an MMA fighter, he's gonna destroy this MMA fighter. You know what I'm saying? It's
Well,
not gonna be
he
no
he
fight,
already beat.
really. You know what I'm saying? But we'll
He already
see.
beat
We'll
Connor,
see.
so I don't. He already beat Connor, so I don't really see what
Yeah.
Henry Cejudo is really going to bring to the table. That Floyd's going to be. I mean, the only thing he might have is speed.
No, he's got a gas tank. He'll actually be able
Hello?
to stay in there. Yeah, we can
Are
hear
you?
you.
Are we breaking up again?
You're there. Can you hear us? Wait. Hello.
Hey, Joel.
Can you hear us? I don't think he
Angel.
can hear us.
I don't think so. You all right there, Angel? Can you hear us?
No, I don't think he can hear us.
Hello, I can't hear you.
There you go. There we go. There we go. We're back. We're back.
I can't hear
All right.
you.
No.
Oh man, that's not good. Angel, maybe let's try to get you back on, and another time let's see if we can get your audio and video cleaned up a little bit. Okay.
Can you hear us now? Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
I think that's that. Unfortunately, I don't think he can hear us.
No. I mean, look, man. Look, that man's been in some fights, man. I mean, people forget about Jorge Paez. Jorge Paez was no joke. Jorge Paez, basically, it was hard to stop that man. That man literally, and he take punches and he just walk through punches. And when I say walk through punches, watch the fights. That man's taking direct missile shots and just walk through them.
Yeah.
Angel slept him.
I mean, I still think. Listen, like I still say, Gotti was kind of my favorite there. Of one of his fights. I agree that they probably should have ran the Floyd Mayweather fight back for him.
Yeah, but you got to think though.
Yeah,
I think look at the time period.
Yeah, I know.
No. Look at the time period.
I know.
Floyd was on his run, but Floyd was still pretty boy Floyd.
Yeah.
So at that time,
Floyd, like I said, it's literally what we were just trying to talk to him about. Yeah.
Yeah, and Pretty Boy basically took punches, but Pretty Boy would take a shot to land a shot, and Pretty Boy got all the knockouts. So all the knockouts that you see in Floyd's record, I'd say about 90% of them came while he was Pretty Boy Floyd. Mm-hmm. And then when his dad told him, look, your career is not going to last too long. You keep getting hit like that. So he switched. He literally went from Pretty Boy Floyd, staying in the pocket, to Money Mayweather, Mr. David Copperfield. Like you put it this way. He made Canelo feel so bad that Canelo became Floyd Mayweather. I'm gonna tell you what right now, dude. Look, Canelo's style is Floyd with power. He's Floyd with power. That's scary. He makes people miss, and it looks like Floyd. You could put the two of them side by side and be like, look, they have the same flow, like distance, range. He grew as a fighter, and I'm going to be honest, Canelo's a throwback fighter that basically is going to run out of fights. Because there's not going to be anybody left to fight. Oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, yeah, think about it. 3 weeks ago, Kevin Holland was already in there, getting beat up by a wrestler.
So you already know he had a fractured gas tank. If you take him into deeper waters, that's all he really needed to do.
Oh yeah, I mean once he second round, after the beginning of the third, the fight was over. It was over. He couldn't see out of his eye, left eye shut. How he maintains.
Angel's coming back on here. Let's see if we.
Oh, is he back? Good. All
right, let's see how this goes here. How you sound here?
Yes, can you hear us now?
I'm back.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I get it.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Perfect. Yeah, we were just talking about, we really wanted to see that rematch between you and Floyd, because at that time Floyd stayed in the pocket more. You know what I'm saying? He was a lot more accessible to hit at that time, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why they didn't want to run it back with you, because basically he was accessible to hit. And you have been known to lay some people out.
Oh yeah, you break a little bit.
Was he breaking up again?
You're breaking up.
Yeah. Angel, maybe let's try to run this back another time where we can clear up the audio and sound.
Okay.
All right. I really appreciate your time, Angel. Anything you want, like if you want to say anything, like you want to give any shout outs, if you want to let anyone know where to find you, anything you're getting involved with, please, the time is yours, my friend.
Let know, see me at CRC, the Christian Revival Center, which is my church, and that's where I'd be at now. Just lifting up the name of Jesus Christ in my life. Now, no more devil. Now it's all about Jesus, my brother. So I just want you guys for the interview and all that. Have a blessed day, my brothers.
You too, Angel. Appreciate your time and look forward to getting you back on here. We'll try to see if we can clear up the audio and sound next time and have some fun. All right.
Yeah, for sure. Can't wait for that.
No doubt about that, my brother. You guys day.
You too. You have a good day, Angel.
All right, Angel. Many blessings, brother. Yes,
All right, everyone. That was Angel Manfredy. Unfortunately, little sound, little audio issues right there. We'll run that one back and get him back on here where we can get him, not nice and clear, so we can we can have a fun conversation.
Well, I mean, it's really interesting though. It's really interesting though how
he go like me and you were talking about this off air again, how I say it a lot, how sometimes a lot of these fighters who battle demons, at going through the combat sports side of things, regardless if we're talking about MMA, boxing, whatever, and as their professional careers come to an end, that the fire isn't burning as much inside anymore. How a lot of athletes really go into a deep belief in religion to a really higher extent, like almost to the same extent that they were as an athlete. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you got to think about it. You got
to fill the hole, right?
Exactly. Look, fighters fight. That's what they do. I grew up in a boxing household. When my dad retired, he had to do something. He still had to be competitive. He still had to fight something. Do you see what I'm saying? It's just what they do. It's in the DNA. You can't change that. Do you see what I'm saying? There's absolutely nothing that can be done. It's just what they do. They love to do it. Usually you hate to see him go. You know what I mean? But
I mean, like I said, some people always struggle to find where they fit in the world, and we see things like unfortunately what we had to deal with over the last week or so with what was going on with DMX, his unfortunate passing. Another thing I want to talk to you about, and he touched even combat sports in a way. Like,
oh, he did. Oh, look, he was
like we talk about this. Like, dude, tell me like one fighter that gave you chills more than walking at the DMX, more than Anderson Silva during that run.
Well, look, you knew what you were getting. You knew. I mean, look, it was a perfect walkout song. DMX, the perfect type of character, that grimy, gritty. You know what I'm saying? To go along with that sleek, smooth style. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's going to get grimy, but it's going to look real good. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. I mean, look, DMX has wrote a lot of music that most people don't know. He's produced a lot of things, people that people don't know about. He's done so much. I mean, and back in a time period when hip hop was really booming, you got to think and able to stand out and build a brand the way he built that brand, and then
people tend to forget he was part of that whole movement that saved Def Jam Records too. So like, it goes a little bit further into not just building Rough Riders and everyone that kind of built, like kind of used that wave of him coming in to kind of bounce off of the success that they've kind of grew off of. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Jadakiss and the Locks and guys like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Look, Rough Riders is deep. Like, if you actually go back to see who was with that clique, like, that was a large group that people really don't know about. Yeah. And people just kind of, it didn't, during that time period, rap was evolving quickly. And you needed to.
It was evolving, but it was also destroying itself at the same time. We were they were tearing down. It's freaking guys. They were building it up as fast as that they would get built up.
Well, I mean, you gotta look, but that's why a guy like DMX stands out so much, because basically he stood the test of time. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why you look back at all those guys that came up.
I thought it was funny because I went to because obviously I hopped on YouTube just like everyone else and broke open some playlists you probably haven't rocked out in probably like 10 years or something like that. You know what I mean? And it actually there was some new content on there. Like, I guess earlier in the year it came out with a song.
Oh yeah. He look.
Oh, like, yeah, dude. He
was about to be touring in Europe. He was about to. That's why he went doing his thing, getting ready. As a matter of fact, just got his vaccination. Just got his vaccination, so he could travel overseas and tour.
And then as we get into these last 10 minutes, as we obviously I want to kind of touch on DMX and and his influence on combat sports. Like I said, Anderson Silva is just like you take him away from that, like I don't even think like his mystique is as great as it is. It just like that just added to what Anderson Silva was at that time. That just tells you the influence he had. Like here's the other thing that people also think about. He took over Woodstock. Just leave it there. Wrap your head around that when you go and say that to somebody who's over the age of 40.
Yeah, you don't. Well, yeah, I mean,
that's like, wait, what? Exactly. So that's what he meant to this generation. So
yeah. I mean, it very much so.
Now that being said, with craziness and everything in combat sports, obviously Line Fight 65 was last night, and man, you have the women's decision to kick off the night. Then you have a really weird one to follow. I mean, it's just one of these things in MMA, combat sports that we talk about. Just the weirdest things happen. They're going through trying to fight for positions, and both the guys trip, falls over. Guy puts his hands out, and then it dislocates his elbow.
Look,
you gotta feel bad for Ian Greer, man. It's just like one of those things.
I gotta say, here lately, it's been a crazy run of these combat sports events where something bizarre is happening. I mean, literally,
just go with the times in the world.
Obviously, look, everything is connected by energy, right? So I guess the vibe is just crazy like that. I mean, you've got the blows to the back of the head with Eddie Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? You've got Aljamain Sterling knee. Do you see what I'm saying? You've got all these things that are happening in these fights, these bizarre, just bizarre, random. But they're happening all the time now. It seems like every fight card, there is something bizarre happening now. I don't know if it's in the water, but people need to stop drinking it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like I said, is it just a year or something? Like, I don't know, man. It's just, dude
lost a finger in the middle of a fight. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? He lost a finger.
And Tommy's rolling back like, dude, that's what was dude. Everyone was like, oh, I'm like, listen, it's not about what we're listening. What movie are we watching tonight? Are we watching Belly? Are we watching Cradle to the Grave? What were we watching? What were you watching last night, Tom? Was it Belly?
Was it Belly? Belly tight though. I mean, Belly's a classic, but again, Tom knows the drill. Tom knows the drill. Tom knows his sports. Oh, and one thing I definitely got to touch on. We got a couple minutes.
We got a few more minutes.
But seeing that he said Belly made me think of Philly, and Philly got a knockout artist in its midst that the world really needs to take true stock in. This man, this young man, he's young. He's
listen.
26-0.
We never really got behind Danny Swift Garcia, and that was a shame because he deserved Philly's love. But this kid that's coming up right now, Mr. Ennis,
26-0 with 24 knockouts, people. I'm gonna say that one more time, real slow for you. 26-0 with 24 knockouts.
Yeah, so we're not playing point fighting over here.
Look, Philly. Yeah. Philly ain't playing. I mean, and he's a rising star. He fights tonight on Showtime Fights. You know what I'm saying? Definitely want to check that out, y'all. Showtime Fights, watch him. You know what I'm saying? Main event, his first pay-per-view card. You know what I'm saying? Gets his first pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Repping Philly. You know what I mean? So, but I think this is his coming out party. What do you think?
I think it doesn't go past 5.
I don't think it goes past 3, to be honest with you. Because
listen, I ain't trying to say no one's getting turned out, but damn.
No, but think about it though. Think about it this way. He's looking to what you call it. You know what I'm saying? He's looking to definitely do his thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's look, in boxing. See, this is the one thing about boxing I gotta say. In boxing, they bring these guys up. If you truly are special, they bring you up the right way. and they bring you up to a point where he's at right now, to where this is his coming out. It's his first main event. Not only is it a main event, but it's a pay-per-view. It's on Showtime. Do you see what I'm saying? He literally is coming into his own, and he's already got 26 fights with 24 knockouts. So it's not really. I mean,
yeah.
Stand up, really.
You stroking Tom right now because, like, listen, you know, as much as I've been trying to get him over to the MMA side, he's a boxing head. He'll always be a boxing head.
Look. My roots are boxing. My dad boxed. My uncles boxed. They all were trained by Customato. So that lets you know where my boxing knowledge even comes from. It comes from my dad and my uncles who was trained by Cus.
That's why I was ashamed. We got to get Angel cleaned up and get him back on here so we can really kind of
really have a boxing discussion. I mean, literally. So I love my boxing. Of course, MMA was just a natural progression.
That's something we got to do. That's something we got to do one of these weeks. Regardless of what going on in events, I mean, maybe we could just get a boxing roundtable going on. You know,
Tom, you down for that? You down for that? You down for a boxing roundtable?
I'm sure once me and you pull some names together and you hear who's coming on, he'll definitely hop on. At least to pop his head in. You know, we've been over here at ATD the last year and a half, we've been knocking some things off of Tom's bucket list between people he's brought on board. So let's see if we can knock some more of things off his bucket list. Let's do it.
Right.
But no, going back to the Lions fight last night, dude. I want to, obviously, guest, Daniel Galmore was on last week. Did his thing. Wound up getting the win. Knee to the head. Boom, boom. Heavyweights get it done, brother. Let me tell you. And one that again, something me and you were talking about off air, Jake Peacock. A lot of people were really, really big on Nick Newell a few years ago. People don't know he's the he's the kid. Hand didn't kind of fully develop, so it's like he's practically missing hand. But Jake actually is kind of up to the forearm, and he's
he's actually got elbow. Like, so, I mean, it's like, it literally like comes over and it's just right here.
Yeah.
But it's like here.
And that boy knocked another guy out last night. And
look, man,
I'm just saying we need to give this Canadian a little bit more love from the combat sports community, because that guy is an absolute machine over there.
He's doing it in a different discipline.
Well, I think that's kind of the important thing. I like it's so rough in MMA because there's just so many different variables and everything. But with Muay Thai, it's rough, because obviously, he's not really able to keep that guard, especially with some things. But it's something you could kind of take that away with movement and speed and stuff like that.
But I'll tell you what, though, he throw them bows like nobody business. Nobody business. Yeah, that was a good one. That was again, man. He'll get the love. There's gonna be more fights. Everything's opening back up, people. So if you're really fiending for some combat sports, the Combat Sports Stop is your spot to find it, because it's going to be a whole lot of stuff opening up. We're going to be doing a whole lot of stuff here on A2D Radio. Hopefully we'll be doing some live events. You know what I'm saying? Get there. You know what I mean? Like I said, Combat Sports Stop is the one and only stop for your combat sports needs, baby. So we're looking to do some things. A2D Radio doing some things. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, fam?
What's up, BD? As we're getting ready to wrap this one up, again, another great lion fight event last night. Bellator, UFC doing their thing. Combat sports is back in full effect.
Boxing tonight,
man. Woo! I don't listen. Sometimes like me and you talk about it, like sometimes an hour just isn't enough to cover it, but it's going to have to do for everybody. Obviously, I'll be back on here again in about another hour for the weekly roundup. I'm sure in this very ring is going to be clipping my heels, obviously with the little thing called WrestleMania going on. I don't know. Some people might have heard of that.
night one of WrestleMania. Just a little something.
So I'm sure they'll be live tonight. I'm sure they'll be doing some more live reaction stuff throughout the week. So all the combat sports, because I'm including wrestling into that. Like as much as we don't, it's included into it. Because sports entertainment is part of combat sports. People don't have the real MMA purists don't ever want to admit it, but it is. It's become a part of it. Embrace it, love it, loathe it, whatever it's gonna be. It's here.
Are you not entertained, people? That's all.
Yeah. And again, have a fun one for you. We got former number one selection in the 99 draft to the Atlanta Hawks and a member of your 2001 Sixers team. Jermaine Jones is going to be joining us in the 9 o'clock hour. So we'll have some more fun there. Obviously, again, we got some things going on over here between what's going on in Combat Sports Stop, everything we're doing over at A2D. Like I said, we got some giveaways for you guys when you start hitting that like button on Facebook for Combat Sports Stop, hitting that follow button on Twitter. Make sure you're subscribing to all A2D stuff on all of our platforms: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, especially on YouTube. Got a lot of stuff going on. Again, I have an actual giveaway that we're doing with Body Check this month. Anyone who both subscribes to hear us at A2D, the Nasty Knuckles podcast, and makes a purchase of at least $25 and use that code A2D when you check out. And then you end in a giveaway. We're gonna be giving away multiple items this month. On top of the giveaway that we're doing, on top of some things that I'm working out for you guys that we're gonna be doing over the summer. So make sure you guys are tuned. Yeah, and don't forget the other stuff that Tommy's already running. That when we hit these major milestones of the things that we're doing. So make sure you guys are supporting everything we're doing right now. So yeah, big Greg a little late, man, but
Yes, and just so you know, just to catch you up, we disagree.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. So
hands down.
Again, this one's in the books. I'm gonna let Travis wrap this one up, and we'll send you off, and I'll see you guys in about a little bit less than an hour.
All right, everybody. This brings another end to the lovely Combat Sports Stop show. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us, and we do appreciate y'all for coming and stopping with us. You know what I'm saying? We will be back, of course, next week, because this is what we do. Same bad time, same bad channel, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central Time. But until next week, Johnny Quantum, or should I say